Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're discussing which Halo ring is going to be present in Halo Wars 2. So you're probably wondering, what Halo ring? Where's a Halo ring come from? Well, since E3, two very interesting images have popped up on the internet. One was made by a Reddit user who noticed a Halo installation that was surrounding the Foundry world in the Ark. Now, as you can see, this guy must have been a fucking hawk to notice this, because you can barely see it. I watched the video that this picture is from countless times before seeing the picture and never even remotely noticed it. So props to you, Reddit user Unknown Form, you probably have the best vision on this planet. The second image was found in the background of one of the Xbox Daily shows at E3, and if the first picture didn't really do it for you, which is kind of understandable, this one will truly make you believe. As you can see, it very clearly shows a Halo ring orbiting the Ark, a golden Halo ring in fact, but this is likely just artistic license. So before we start, make sure you've left a like on the video, and let's get theorizing as to which Halo ring is going to be in Halo Wars 2. Well, right now there are two pretty popular theories as to which one it may be. The first is that it's going to be Installation 04C, which is the third iteration of Installation 04. As we know, the first iteration was destroyed in Halo Combat Evolved, and the second was prematurely fired and destroyed in Halo 3. The Ark by default tries to maintain the 7-ring array, so much like it did with 04B, it will try and rebuild Installation 04 as soon as it can. So you may be asking, why was it not rebuilt in Hunters in the Dark? Well, there's a very valid reason as to why the Ark waited around 7 years to actually begin rebuilding it, and that's because the Ark itself was damaged when Chief and the Arbiter fired Installation 04B at the end of Halo 3. In Hunters in the Dark, which is set 4 years before Halo Wars 2 in 2555, the Ark's Retriever Sentinels begin trying to harvest Earth to try and get resources to continue repairing it. If the Ark is damaged, it will likely prioritise repairing itself over constructing a replacement Halo installation, because, at the end of the day, the Ark is simply more important than a single ring. So assuming that the Ark is fully repaired by 2559, it can then get to work harvesting the Foundry world, as we can see it likely doing in this picture, and creating Installation 04C. So the second theory that's bouncing around the internet is that it's going to be Installation 03, Gamma Halo. Now, Gamma Halo was damaged in Halo Escalation, so for those who, like me, actually kind of forgot what went on in Halo Escalation, mostly, Installation 03 had its control room ejected by its monitor, 859 Static Carillon, after Blue Team and Static Carillon defeated the Didact. It was damaged in 2558, so I'm not exactly sure why it would take around a year to travel to the Ark and be repaired, considering 04B was constructed from scratch in a matter of months. But then again, we don't know exactly when in 2559 Halo Wars 2 is set. If it's set in early 2559, then it makes sense, but if not, some black magic has occurred. However, the last we heard of it, Static Carillon took the ring to an undisclosed location for safekeeping and repairs. This could be the Ark, but around the time it was taken for repairs, the UNSC had scientists on the Ark, so I'm pretty sure they would have noticed a massive Halo ring being brought there and being repaired in the sky. It just seems very unlikely that the UNSC would have missed that. Now, before I go, there is actually one more theory, a theory that is so unlikely that I stand a higher chance of throwing a pelican from Earth to Reach, having it spin around Reach, travel back to Earth, and actually catch it than it being true. This theory is that the ring is Installation 08. Now, there's no explicit quote or piece of information that says that this array is limited to 7 rings, so, Installation 08 isn't impossible, it's just highly improbable, at least in my opinion. If it did turn out to be Installation 08, it would likely mean that Installation 04C had already been created, and that Installation 03 had already been repaired, which seems like a lot for the Ark to do in a maximum of 4 years' time, between Hunters in the Dark in 2555 and Halo Wars 2 in 2559. So, bringing it to a close, like I said before, I think Installation 08 is very, very unlikely, but it's not impossible. Rather, I think Installation 03 being repaired or Installation 04C being created are far more likely choices. Out of those two choices, I can see them going with Installation 03 being repaired, as Installation 04 has already been rebuilt once, but at the same time, they may actually want to link back to a story that far more people knew about, that being Halo 3's story, and go with Installation 04C, because when you compare the amount of people that read Halo Escalation to the amount of people who played Halo 3's story, there's a very big difference. But at the end of the day, we have already had a story about Installation 04 being rebuilt in the form of Halo 3, like I said before, so people might not want to rehash the same story, and I'm sure 343 and Creative Assembly know that, so I'm going to put my bets on probably Gamma Halo, Installation 03 being the ring, but then again, that is just my entirely subjective judgment. It might not be true, it likely isn't true, it could even be an entirely new ring like I said before, but right now we have no hard evidence, just speculation. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, I really hope you enjoyed. I apologise if my voice sounds a little bit different. I get hit hard by hay fever every single year, and we're pretty much in the heart of the hay fever season right now, so for the next week or two my voice might sound a little bit snuffly, a little bit weird, but after that we should get through it and it should be fine. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.